I'm just thinking that this was a good buy. Hey everybody, Chris with Legendary Customs based out of Cross, Wisconsin. We have another Legendary tool review. Last week I ordered from Miller a TIG kit. As you may or may not know, we have a Miller Multimatic 215. We absolutely love that machine. Big enough to do up to 1/4" steel, small enough to get into the nooks and crannies and weld as a MIG. The TIG, actually Zach is TIGging some stuff together right now. There's not splatter flying everywhere. The room isn't getting filled with smoke. It's awesome. Now, we'll do a review on the TIG attachment later for the Miller. In the meantime, I went down to our local Miller dealership and I said, okay, because we're doing TIG, I want a tungsten rod sharpener, because the sharper your tip is, the more focused the point is, the more efficient you can TIG weld. And they said they had a unit they had 2 units. One was $380 and one was just under $600. And now, this is me, never TIG welding before or having a TIG welder, going fancy pencil sharpener for $600. I think I can do better. So, went down, talked to a gentleman at TIG Welding, and they just use their standard grinding machine. So, what I did is I ordered this.
Hold it there for a minute. It looks like
Benego?
Benego.
Okay, so Benego, it is specifically, well, it's not specifically made for it, but they have an attachment that's specifically made for sharpening your tungsten rod. And quite frankly, that's a very sharp, nice, efficient point. Cool thing about it is it has the different sizes for different size tungsten rods. We are using the 3/32 for what we are TIG welding. You go all the way down to a .04 and all the way up to an 1/8 inch for your tungsten steel actual point. These are your consumables. Each one, the 1/16, 15 degrees. It actually holds it at that angle. 3/32, 20 degrees. And a 1/8, 22.5. So all of your angles, all you have to do is put it in there. And as you have it spinning, just spin it. And you get a perfect little point. And it's very freaking sharp.
Poke yourself hard.
You want me to bleed? So anyway, so when I went down to our local Miller supplier, they said that a grinding wheel won't be good to use because you're supposed to go, the sharpening, you're supposed to go into the grain and not against the grain. So this does that. It holds it at a specific point. This, as you can see, is the blunt end, unsharpened.
All right, I'm coming in again.
in very short order. You have a very sharp point. Now I'm going to have to give this to Mr. Zach to see if it's what he likes. But the long and the short of it is, I'm not cheap. But I just don't like spending $300 to $600 on a tool that basically does what this one does. Now, does that $300 to $600 tool do it more efficiently? Maybe. But that was pretty dang quick. 10 seconds. If I pushed, I would bleed. Cool thing about this, Zach can have it plugged in, have it right next to where he is working. Pull this out of the welder, sharpen it, put it back in. One thing that Pete did tell us down at PT Welding is he always sharpens both ends so he can be TIG welding. This end isn't as efficient as it should and it's arcing out. Take it out, put it in. You can just keep rocking and rolling. So you're sharpening both ends so you can have two of them flatten out on you prior to having to get away from where you're TIG welding and sharpen it. But this bad boy was a whopping $60. And what does it come with?
Was the other thing like big and bulky, or what was it?
The other thing was, it was funny. It was made by Miller Tools, Milwaukee Tools, and it had a different name on it, but it was definitely a Milwaukee tool.
Is it meant to be mounted on a
No, it was
bench?
handheld.
Okay.
It was cordless, which this you have to plug into the wall. But the cool thing about this is it actually came with an extra set of brushes. So if this motor does wear out, you can take it apart, put together with the new brushes, and you get all new life. And I don't know why these heads are in there. They're grinding heads, but they have nothing to do with why I bought the tool.
Almost look like a Dremel tool type of.
And this does remind me of a Dremel tool. So it came with
all in this fancy velvet pouch.
I looked in there and I'm like, do I get a little mini Crown Royal bottle of booze?
Can you tell we're from Wisconsin?
Yeah, Wisconsin. Wisconsin people know football and they know drinking. Most people are professionals at it.
What's that? That's what's in there right now?
It came with one, two,
Oh, yeah.
5 diamond tip sharpeners. So when this side wears out, flip it, you have the other side. Came with a little tool that to me is worthless. It tells you what gauge you're using, 1/8 inch, 3/32, 1/16 of the .04. You know that when you buy it. So
Or at least you should, huh?
yeah, so it's great to have it in there. And then it comes with a second part that you mount these on. So 2 mounting points, 5 sharpening tools, which is really 10 because you use each side on this, and extra brushes, and your little mini
Fancy pouch.
fancy velvet pouch.
Well, guess what? That will stick out like a sore thumb in your toolbox,
Right.
so you're not going to lose it.
I'll tell you, the guys will go, hey, where are those sharpening discs? And I'll say in the velvet pouch. They'll remember. Anyway, long and
Maybe
short.
that's why they did it.
Long and short. For $60 plus what, $5 shipping, so I have less than $70 into this. And as fast as it sharpened from a blunt to a point, maybe 10 seconds. And the point that's on there is extremely sharp, so you'll have an extremely focused, concentrated tungsten end. I would say we have a winner. I'm going to give this to Zach, let him actually TIG weld with it, see if it is more efficient than what he was doing here. The one thing I don't like is on my grinding wheel.
You get grooves now, don't you?
You have grooves in it. So if I need to sharpen a chisel or something on that, that whole grinding stone is screwed. So I'm hoping this does what it's supposed to do. I can't dream that it's not going to. So, face value, out of the box, $70. Would I recommend this? Absolutely.
It looks like it's well built, huh?
It's well built. There are 5 different speeds, everywhere from 10,000 RPMs to 37 RPMs. I just sharpened that on the first speed. I suppose on 5, it's a lot faster, it's going to sharpen faster, but it wasn't necessary. Throw it on 1, put it in, it holds the angle, and I'm just thinking that this was a good buy. One cool thing that it has is in the back, it actually has a slit built into it. So some engineer actually thought ahead and has actually used one of these versus just designed it. So when you're sharpening, all of your crap will actually blow out versus just build up in here. So a little thought went into this. 70 bucks, golden, right there, right there. You just take that out, put in your new brushes so you don't have to take the whole thing apart looking at it closer. This is a win. $70, well spent, and sharp as hell. Now we'll get the feedback from Zach if it actually gives him a better, more focused, concentrated arc. All right, so Zach's review after actually using this is very focused, very nice. Is it better than this, using a grinding wheel? Not necessarily. However, the efficiency of getting this to a sharp tip is probably quicker with that tool versus a grinding wheel. So, it's all about efficiency, doing things quicker, same quality work, faster. The sharpening, this is faster than this. This, you can do an efficient job to getting the point, but this will be more consistent. So, he's using it right now. Goes together pretty quick. So, I would say thumbs up from Legendary Customs on this particular sharpening rig. Benego. If I'm pronouncing that right, awesome. If not, I apologize. But for the $75 off of eBay or Amazon, it is worth the buy. Thanks again. Review done. Go buy something. Keep the wheels rolling.